Entering any multiplayer online battle arena, MOBA, is an intimidating experience. You must not only learn how to dexterously execute a plethora of mechanics, but you must also learn about every single character and item in the game. So even though League of Legends Wild Rift is the mobile version of League of Legends, you must have a certain level of knowledge and skill to enjoy the game. This beginner's guide will teach you how to get there.
Retreat!
Gauntlet, let's clear a path.
Hi, this is Clash of Games, and for today's video, we will walk you through everything you need to know about the League of Legends Wild Rift. If you are fond of this game or any other games, well, you found the right channel. Just make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notifications to be notified of every upload. If you've decided to play Wild Rift as your first mobile game, or if you're a fan of other genres and this is your first foray into MOBA, you should know what you're getting into. In a multiplayer online battle arena, 5 players compete against another 5 on the same field. Wild Rift's map is called Wild Rift, surprise, and is divided in half diagonally by a river. The map is mirrored, which means that the terrain on the top half of the map reflects the terrain on the bottom, with 2 notable exceptions, Dragon and Baron, which you'll learn about later. Each team begins the game in their base, marked by the colors red and blue on opposite sides of the map. You and your team will always be outlined in blue with green HP bars, while enemy units will be highlighted in red with red HP bars. Your team's goal is to destroy the enemy's nexus, guarded by a swarm of turrets spread across 3 lanes. The map depicts 3 lanes: the top or Baron lane, the middle lane, and the Dragon lane. There is also a jungle that, rather than laning, roams the jungle to help the team get ahead. Each player works towards the same goal by gaining experience, XP, and earning gold. Killing lane minions, jungle creeps, enemy champions, enemy turrets, and objectives like Dragon, Rift Herald, and Baron gives them both XP and money. With more XP, you level up and gain better stats. With gold, you can purchase more powerful items to help your champion. When the game begins, the opposing team controls the top half of the screen while your team controls the bottom half. As turrets fall and minions rush in, each team moves closer to the nexus of the opposing team. The fact that all players enter the same arena in control of their own uniquely selected character distinguishes MOBAs as a distinct genre. These are known as champions in Wild Rift. Let's get a better understanding of the map now. There are 3 lanes and jungle between your base and the enemy's base. The mid lane runs through the center of the map, while the Baron and Dragon lanes extend outward, curving around the edges. Warfare Fog and Vision. Following in the footsteps of League of Legends, the Fog of War in Wild Rift adds another layer of complication to the strategy game. Examine the minimap in the upper left corner of your screen. Have you noticed all of the blackened areas? They're shrouded in Fog of War, which means your team doesn't have a clear view of the entire map. If everyone has a perfect vision, everyone knows exactly where everyone is, which takes away all the fun. This is why wards take the form of yellow trinkets. They provide a limited vision of a small area around them once placed on the map. By changing it to a red sweeper, you can also remove enemy wards. At all times, you only have a perfect vision of your base. At other times, minion waves, your teammates' champions, trinket wards, enemy units approaching tower range, or your team securing the scuttle crab in the river will provide additional temporary vision. As a result, if an enemy champion is near your teammate or moves into an area where you have it warded, they will be spotted, giving your team an information advantage. Fountain and Pedestal. The fountain is the location where everyone spawns. You can purchase items that will strengthen your champion as well as heal your health points, HP, and mana points, MP. If you die in game, you'll respawn at the fountain as well. Next, you'll notice your nexus, the large blue crystal in the center of your base, just outside the fountain. Your goal is to keep this safe while planning to destroy the enemy's red nexus on the other end. 3 turrets protect the base along its perimeter. When the game begins, minion waves spawn from the nexus, spreading out across all 3 lanes. Jungle creeps will also spawn at campsites for the jungle to deal with. This occurs at fixed intervals in parallel with the enemy's side of the map. Minions.
You have slain an enemy.
Minions are classified in 3 types: melee, caster, and cannon. Melee minions have a short range, caster minions have a long range, and cannon minions sit in fortified tanks. Cannon minions spawn only once every 3 waves. Therefore, they deal more damage and grant more gold when a champion kills than melee and caster minions. After 12-15, the waves will alternate between 1 cannon wave and 2 cannon waves with no ranged minions. These waves and their composite directly impact the game's pace, so expect things to pick up speed after 12 minutes. If a champion attacks minions and kills them faster than the enemy, they achieve a favorable wave push. Turrets. Because each champion has a distinct role in the game, you'll need to move your character to the lane where you'll be most effective. You'll pass your turrets along the way, which damage enemy units that come within range. Before we go ahead and talk about your objectives in the games, please make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you find it relevant, and please feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below. Turrets. Defeating turrets brings you one step closer to the enemy base. In addition, it expands the map for your team, giving you more control over a specific area. This is accomplished by launching minion waves into the enemy jungle and warding it. Setting up your waves correctly and collaborating with your teammates allows you to down turrets more efficiently because the combined damage of a few champions speeds up the process. In particular, your bot lane, or AD carry, is best suited to do so because they have the longest range and the greatest physical damage. Dragon. In the game, there are 4 types of elemental dragons: Ocean, Infernal, Mountain, and Cloud. The team that defeats any dragons will gain a permanent buff to every single member, dead or alive, based on the element. At 4 minutes, the first dragon will spawn. Ocean drakes grant lifestyle. Cloud drakes grant increased movement speed. Mountain drakes increase defense. And infernal drakes increase offensive power. The dragons all spawn in the dragon pit, located near the duo lane, hence the name Dragon Lane. The Rift Herald. Rift Herald will spawn at the 6-minute mark in the Baron pit closest to the top lane, thus the name. Dealing damage to Herald's back, where its eye is, will deal additional damage. Because this big baby only spawns once per game, the player can pick up its eye after defeating it, which replaces your trinket slot. Herald's purpose is to hasten the process of bringing down towers. To summon Herald, the player with the eye in their pocket can move to a lane of their choice. When it comes close to a turret, it will charge into it for burst damage and lose some HP. Thank you, buddy. Let us now discuss Wild Rift positions and roles. Positions. Because there are 5 positions in the game, you can play one of 5 different roles. The top or Baron lane is usually occupied by a melee fighter like Darius, Garen, or Fiora. The mid lane, the map's shortest lane, is home to mages and assassins such as Zed, Yasuo, and Ziggs. The Dragon lane is made up of ranged marksmen and support. Marksmen deal the most damage in a game, but they are also the most vulnerable. So having reliable support by their side is critical. Because dragons provide permanent stats, having 2 champions close to the pit increases the likelihood of securing it. Finally, the jungle position is usually taken by another melee fighter like Olaf, melee assassins like Master Yi, or AP-based Gragas and Evelynn. Roles. You'll notice that we use the word position to describe their location and preferred location on the map. This distinguishes it from roles, which are associated with team composition. Although there are only 5 positions, there are 6 roles: assassins, fighters, mages, marksmen, supports, and tanks. Assassins deal burst damage and target champions with the lowest health. Fighters prefer items that provide a mix of damage and defense because they prefer to brawl up close and personal. Mages are wizards who cast spells and thus rely on mana. They deal massive amounts of magic damage over a wide area. Finally, marksmen are long-range champions who deal the most consistent damage in the game as their item collection grows. Runes and summoner spells. The phase preceding the game, whether in ranked or normal, is Champion Select, CS. You will be able to select 3 options here. Choose your champion, take a position, and fine-tune your runes and summoner spells. Every player has access to 2 summoner spells, SS, which can be found in the bottom right corner of your CS screen. Soraka, for example, has Exhaust and Flash, and her keystone is Airy in terms of runes. In Wild Rift, these will be chosen for all players automatically based on what is best for their chosen champion. That's it for today's video. But to know more about the latest games released, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notifications to be notified of every upload.